All right, basketball time. Very excited. Are you mocking me, young man? That's fun to do. Pointing. It's basketball time. We're talking point guards. And this is a very fun position. Very key for fantasy leagues. But first, Dustin, tell their fans about something very intriguing.
So, I'm sure you've heard of DraftKings by now. And yes, they do fantasy basketball as well. So if you like fantasy basketball, which you probably do because you're watching this video, you're going to want to get into the daily leagues. Use the promo code FST or follow the link in the card or in the description. Deposit $5 or more, you'll get a free game from DraftKings. And if you do it during the month of October, we are bringing back our shirt promotion.
Woo!
We will give you a free Smack Talk shirt if you sign up during the month of October for DraftKings with what we just said with depositing and this promo code.
Doing all that stuff.
It's good times. How can you not be excited about that?
And you know what we're excited about is point guards, and we're excited about, and got to talk about number one overall, and that's Steph Curry. And yes, with the NBA Finals and the championship and everything, he is beyond a household name at this point. Everyone knows Steph Curry. We liked him before it was cool to like him, I like to say. But here's why you gotta love Steph Curry. He's gonna get you the points. He's gonna get you great percentages. He averages over 12 combined assists and rebounds. But this is what is amazing about him. 3.6 three-pointers made a game.
Insane.
That is nuts. And as Dustin said, that's like having two really good three-point shooters on your team for the price of one. That is why he's our number one overall point guard, and he's going to be drafted very early in your leagues. The other guy I want to talk about, obviously, in Tier 1 is, of course, if you watch the show, you know I'm going to talk about my boy, John Wall. He's gotten better every year, and he deserves to be in Tier 1. I didn't have to twist Dustin's arm too much for that. John Wall averages a combined 15 assists and boards, so you got to like that, and over 2 combined blocks and steals with all the points. John Wall is a solid elite fantasy point guard.
Elite.
He is. That's right, John.
Tier 2, still plenty of talent here. I want to talk about the two guys in this tier that will average you the most assists, and that's the main thing you're getting a point guard for, is to get those assists. First guy, Ty Lawson, in a new home with Houston. I think that could definitely open up some more opportunities for him, probably some more, assist opportunities. Just lobbing it up to Dwight Howard. I think I could get some assists that way.
Or just saying, here you go, James Harden, shoot the ball.
Or, yeah, just give that guy the ball and you'll get some assists. I like Lawson. You know what you're going to get out of him. I think there may even be a little bit more of a ceiling this year in Houston, but we'll see. And then Ricky Rubio. Here's a guy, definitely a specialist in my opinion, but he's really good at what he does. He's going to get you right around. I think maybe he might flirt with 10 assists a game this year. He's going to get you some steals. His points aren't there yet, but I don't know if we've quite seen his ceiling yet. I think there's still some upside there. So, he's battled some injuries here and there. So I do like Rubio as a, still a high upside guy that you can get late enough to where it's not a huge gamble.
And clearly the best team he's had, right? I mean, this is the best guy surrounding him. All right, Tier 3, I talked about Wall too long, so I'm going to talk about one here, and that's Peyton for the Orlando Magic. I mean, here's the thing. You're not going to get a ton of points with him, so he's often neglected in drafts because people look at the points and be like, oh, is he going to average 8 or 9 points a game, which I think he averages double digits this year. But the chance of a triple-double for him is nightly. So he's going to do it across the board. He's going to fill it up, and that's what you need in fantasy. Alpha Peyton, sneaky value.
Love him. Love that guy. Tier 4.
But cut your hair.
First guy I'm talking about is Derrick Rose. I mean, you're going to see this guy ranked all over the place. You're going to see him drafted all over the place. This is where we think he makes sense. He's not too late, but not too soon in the draft. I mean, obviously there's still an upside there if this is the year that he can stay healthy. And then George Hill's a guy I wanted to talk about. You might want to look at his stats last year and be like, wow, this guy's going to be great. But don't forget, Paul George was out last year. So he's going to have a harder time putting up those same stats. So just keep that in mind when you're just looking at that in your draft.
All right, Tier 5, talking about 2 rookies. That's Russell and Mudiay. So let's talk about Russell first. I love the fact he's left-handed. I don't know why. That's a big bonus to me.
Not many of them.
It's just cool. So left-handed, playing for the Lakers. And, Kobe's there. Kobe's going to be the main option. But when Kobe goes down, because he is going to get hurt, that's a perfect time for it to become the Russell show. I think Hibbert there's being interesting, and they're going to want him to put up a lot. I think he's going to be asked to do a lot right from the beginning. They didn't draft him second overall for no reason. I really like Russell. I like the points he's going to get, the three-pointers, and I think he will be a sneaky assist guy as well. All right, now let's talk about Mudiay. Mudiay, I really relate to like a kind of a Tyreek Evans type player. He's not going to be the best shooter in the world, but he's going to be able to take it to the rack. He's going to get boards. He's going to get assists. And they moved out Ty Lawson from Denver, so Mudiay got all of the minutes. So he's going to come in and get starters minutes. He played in China last year, so he kind of knows the, pseudo-professional, if you call that Chinese basketball. No offense if you're watching. Just ain't NBA. I like both of these guys, but obviously we don't love them because they're in tier 5.
Tier 6, I only talk about one person, and one of the biggest position battles you're going to need to watch during the preseason is the Philly point guard situation. Right now, Tony Wroten looks like the guy that's penciled in, but he's battling a little bit of injuries right now. If he was the legit, no questions asked, hands down starter, he'd be a lot higher on this list. So he's a guy that you're definitely going to want to pay attention to, pay attention to the position battle. If he ends up winning it, go ahead and get him a couple rounds earlier because he could be huge this year.
All right, tier 7. I was going to talk about Isaiah Cannon, but
Well, there we go.
it's everything.
That's who he's competing with.
Everything that Dustin said is true for Isaiah Cannon if he wins. So keep that in mind. Cannon's not as much as a scorer as well, so that's probably the one big difference.
There's upside in that position, whoever ends up winning.
Exactly. I think Tony wins it, though. And I just want a quick thing about Jose Calderon. I know he was disappointed on the Knicks last year. I do think the Knicks will get a little bit better. Second year in the triangle, you got to like that. And Calderon's he'll be an assist specialist guy, but he's going to probably play a ton of minutes, so this late in drafts, I actually like him for those reasons.
So that is your point guards. Check out all our other videos for our rankings. If you got questions, post them in the forums. And please subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, hit the button!
People like buttons.
The button. That was a better toss than it's going to look like.
Yeah.
I was going to hit it, and I was going to say, like, I hit the camera, hit the button. It was going to be really cool.
I don't know how cool that would have been.
It would have been cool. If I hit it, I was like, just like that. Boom! Hit the button, hit the camera. Boom!